It's time.
Hey,
It is time. It's having fun with Jay and Jay. Hey, Jay.
hey, Jay.
We have an enormously wonderful show for you today.
Yes, yes.
Um, we have a guest, and I'm only gonna get in part of this because my Spanish is muy malo. Is that it? Mala.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Ya lo dijiste bien.
Yeah.
But we have a fabulous artist, a creative mind, and we're so excited to have her. And Jeanette is the one that was able to bring her on and to add her to our list of wonderfully creative artisans that we have all the time. So without further ado, because she's got a great story to tell, I'm going to shift it over to Jeanette, and Jeanette is going to make the official introduction because I don't want to mess up her name.
Okay. Hi, how's everybody doing? Buenos días, bienvenido gente de Puerto Rico. Hola, we are here today with our guest, Rose Arbelo. She is one of the most fantastic people I ever met in my life. She is a dancer, a voiceover. She is talking about nice voices. I wish I could change my voice like that. I mean, I was listening to her voiceovers and I'm like, that doesn't even sound like her. And she has that gift. You know, we all have that gift. So I'm going to let you go ahead and I'm going to introduce her to you. And here she goes. I hope you enjoy it. Rose, tienes el piso, mija. Tienes el piso.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to Jenny and Jeanette. We're going to have fun. This is something that I feel passionate about it. Yeah, I have been doing this for almost 10 years. And now that I'm retired, I'm doing full time. So I'm here. I support a lot of business, small businesses, entrepreneurs, Latino and Hispanic business oriented. So, and channels like yours that give us opportunity for us artists and crafters and small businesses owners to have at least something to show to the community, to the public, to our audience and our people. So thank you for the opportunity. I'm very, very grateful.
You gotta say, you gotta tell people like how on earth, like okay, so start from your career in the beginning. Like what made you say, hey, today I'm gonna do that voice, or today I'm gonna do this voice? Like, how did you get into it?
Yeah, that was back my years in Puerto Rico. I worked for the Paquito Cordero production. I started my career in the TV and theater performances when I was a dancer for the Ita Medina dancers. And then over there, I, perform and dance and do TV shows for Telemundo. That was
Are you playing with the buttons again, Jenny?
I'm trying to get her beautiful face and get mine out of there. I know.
Don't worry.
I tell her, don't play with the buttons.
Told me I could. See what happens. I wanted Rose's face up
Vamos
there.
a matar las manos para que no toquen más en la consola.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and from there I started, dancing for different TV shows in Puerto Rico. Noche de Gala with Eddie Miró.
Noche de Gala.
Noche de Gala with Marilyn Pupo. Toca Marilyn. Y los cacucómicos, Estudio Alegre. Adelante Juventud en los años 80. Cuando yo estaba en el college y la universidad con Braulio Castillo hijo y Miraida Chávez, que en paz descanse. So that was when I started beginning in Telemundo. And then over there, I started dancing with a lot of other artists and programs, and Guapa TV, Tele 11, Cuando Eso.
Wow.
Y mi big opportunity just came when I auditioned to be a principal dancer for Lourdes Chacon. So I started.
Everybody know Lourdes Chacon, Iris Chacon. Let me tell you. Okay, let me bring in Jenny. Jenny, I don't know if you ever seen Iris Chacon, but if you look her up on the YouTube or Google her, oh my God, this woman, I grew up with her in the 70s and 80s, and she used to have and she was going like that She practically was
Muy
naked on
latina, con mucho sabor, ritmo, movimiento.
I understand that.
Remember.
She makes a Las Vegas showgirl look nothing.
Yes.
I put it that way.
So with her, I traveled all over Latin America. We did a lot of shows in Puerto Rico. She has a show over there. So when that was, when I started in for my TV and marketing and advertising and all the promos. So, and then from there, I remember when I started doing the voiceovers, that was because I participate doing some kind of presentation for community contest, and the person who has to introduce the little girls the contest gets sick, so they don't have another person to air, to do the MC presentation. So they call me and they say, Rose, please help us, and can you do the introduction? And I was like natural, like Norman. I said, buenas noches, damas y caballeros. Bienvenidos al certamen anual de Guaynabo, Puerto Rico. And then they love it. Then I start, doing like, I like this. And then it was
the voice. It was the voice. It was like she would do these voiceovers, and then she I mean, I saw like if you go to her website and you play the voiceover.
Bring it up.
Yeah, bring it up. That's the only time you can touch buttons. Anyway, so yes. She can bring it up. She can bring it up.
There it is.
Okay, so here it is.
This is her page. Okay, and these are all the things that she does. You can see them: voice response, radio, television, website promos, political campaigns, character voices, translation services, branding ambassador. So you have probably heard her voice when you're listening to radio or TV, and you didn't even know this was her.
That's right.
She's doing the intros and she's doing the voiceovers for a commercial, which is so cool. And then I think this is the portfolio of certain commercials that you've done, right, Rose?
Yes, that's correct.
Can we hear them?
Yeah, let me try this one.
No te quedes en casita, invita a todos tus amigos, familiares y vecinos, ven y camina con nosotros. Juntos podemos lograr una mejor calidad de vida para los niños con síndrome de Down. Te esperamos el domingo 16 de octubre, 9 de la mañana, en el Parque Luis Muñoz Rivera en San Juan. Habrá música, exhibidores y muchas sorpresas más. No te quedes en casita y ven a la 10ª caminata de amigos con síndrome de Down. Información al 787-533-0923.
That don't even sound like her.
Now, you know what? I'm going to play another one to see if we can see. That's not like, that's kind of wine, so it's kind of more romantic. Let's see. This one's more like governmental stuff, right? Because census.
El censo informa sobre fondos para escuelas, carreteras o clínicas. Así que cumplimos el censo del 2020 a todos los que viven en tu casa, incluyendo a los niños. Llénalo por internet, por teléfono o correo. Es tu oportunidad de ayudarnos en los próximos 10 años. Dale forma a tu futuro. Empieza aquí en 2020census.gov.
See the difference? See the difference? Because she's doing...
I recognize the voice though. My Titi Lucy that lives in Puerto Rico, she's always got the station on, so I'm always hearing a voice, and she always got the radio. You know how people in Puerto Rico, we always have the radio on, and that's it, and then we be talking, and then we stop and we listen, and I recognize the voice. I can't believe that was you. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, I really know that voice. There's certain things, smells, senses, hearing, and when you recognize a voice, you recognize the voice. And I can't believe that I'm talking to the person that I recognize the voice. So that is really like, oh my gosh, I know who you are, but I didn't know who you are. Now I know who you are.
That's the beauty. Sometimes when I'm here, and I stay with my husband and said it. Sometimes I said, okay, that's my natural voice. And then I said, do you want to use my voiceover voice? I changed my voice like, babe. I need you.
But
But
a
see,
whole bunch of voices.
people don't understand that voiceover work is acting. It's bringing a craft to it. And I just wanted to point something out. The Hispanic community is one of the largest small businesses in the world, actually, in the United States, especially. And they kind of fly under the radar because people think they're just like somebody with a cart or, selling stuff. Small business, especially women, to be honest with you, the women, they are really, really out there with small businesses. And it's usually like between like 10, they have like 10 employees and less. But they run all kinds of services and they do all kinds of product creation. And what you're doing for them is amazing because you're bringing that to light. And that's what we're trying to do here at the Creative Spirit, is to bring small business and creativity back into the marketplace, especially with see, they could do AI voices instead of you, Rose, but they choose not to.
Yes.
Because
and that happens. I have a client that she purchased an AI voice for another company that is in the market, and she tried to do an IVR voice for her business. And then when she contacted me and said, well, I'm sorry, I purchased that voice. I really don't like it. That sounds so robotic. And then that's the difference. A human voice will never be replaced. That's for sure. And that's what in those marketing meetings that I have been invited and I participate, I just explained that it's whatever you see and listen to, it's what is recorded in your mind. So it's an interactive. And I just put a simple example. When you watch the TV, you don't see a commercial for an auto advertising, just only a robotic or an avatar person doing that. Gracias por comprar en Honda Accord. You see a person with their own voice, with those kind of characters and exposition that you can emulate with an AI voice or cloning voice.
Well, because
voiceovers is like a big pizza. We have
bringing your life experience and your humanness to that experience. And if anybody who's trying to sell a product to another human is going to have to realize that, I like to use it occasionally and it's fun and we do little tchotchke things and stuff, but it's still not going to replace the humanity that is in the person doing it instead of the machine. And it may happen in 100 years, but I hope it doesn't, because but she made the difference between that wine commercial and the government commercial. So it's the same person.
Exactly.
But it's a completely different experience. That's crazy.
Las voces son bien diferentes, pero es una persona que no se puede reemplazar con una computadora. Same thing you just said. I just said in Spanish order.
Exactamente. See, and voiceovers is a person. Sometimes they have the misconception that because you record 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds voiceover, that's pretty easy. And you guys that are on the production side, that's not true. It's a lot of work, especially
a lot of work.
Section, how to prepare the show, everything. But that happens to us as a recording artist. I'm very perfectionist, so when they hire me, if I need to record an IVR advertising, an infomercial, any TV or radio commercial, I am very picky. So until I don't, listen to my voice and it's perfect, I don't send it to the client. And when the client receives the recording, it's already done. It's already editing, clean the files, everything, so they can add the video or the music or whatever production. And it's hard. to record a 30-second commercial. Sometimes I spend like an hour or an hour and a half. Just
I can relate.
my
I
voice.
can relate.
Exactly. That commercial that you just played, that was for the Mis Amigos de Síndrome de Down, one of the first companies that hired me in Puerto Rico. So my kudos to Yolanda Rivera, the CEO for that company. And I have been working with them for years. I, prepared the campaign for them. And I'm very eager to participate on nonprofit organizations, especially for kids in needs. This is something that I really treasure. And we recorded in the Tampa Professional Studios in Hands in Motion Music School with my teacher, Lani Battistini. Lani Battistini he's a two-time Latino Grammy award producer and director. And we recorded over there. I have some pictures with him in the website. So he was my teacher. And for the Spanish voiceovers, I try to clean and check my voice and pitch. And I have the perfect teacher in the world. People in Puerto Rico will know her very well. She's a very professional businesswoman, a host for a TV and radio station, number one in Puerto Rico. And her name is Sonia Cortez. She's my coach, my mentor.
Wow.
So I learned a lot from her. So
okay. And now I'm gonna ask the quirky questions because I just love it. What is the most funniest voice you ever had to do? Lo most funniest, lo más cómico, la voz más cómica que tú podías hacer.
Yeah, that was, I sent you the link. I think you already have it. It's for the Open Kennedy Pet. That was
okay, you have it. Open Kennedy Pet.
A TV advertising that I record for Open Kennedy Plaza in Chile. So, mi gente de Chile, un beso.
Hola,
yo hice la voz de los perritos, varios perritos.
Oh, she did the dog voices.
El conejito que
sale,
apúrate, que vamos para allá. Algo así, esa es mi voz. So I have to do that character as como un perrito hablando de, oh no. So if you have, I don't know if you...
What's the name of it again?
Open Kennedy Pets.
Open Kennedy Pets.
Yeah, I sent you the link is over there.
The link is in the email.
That was so funny.
That was the most funniest. Was it fun to do, to be a doggy?
Sí, porque when I received the script, I didn't know after, the producer told me, Rose, vas a hacer la voz de un conejito, like the rabbit.
Oh, you were a rabbit.
Yeah, I was the rabbit, and I said, okay. And they sent me the script, and I said, I think the line was, apúrate, o vamos ya, algo así. So I have to, like, acting, like a conejito brincando, and said, apúrate, let's go, like something like that. And I love it. That was.
No sé si se enteraron, ¿no? No. Open Kennedy acaba de lanzar sus actividades de verano. ¿Y? ¿Qué? Silencios. Y este año las actividades de verano son...
Yo no me lo pierdo. El último que llegue es un gato.
¿Qué onda con los gatos? Open Kennedy presenta Open Summer Pets, un verano lleno de sorpresas para tu mascota. Bueno, y también para ti. Los esperamos.
That was
fun.
Cute.
Oh, I love it. That's my
I'm
favorite.
glad I asked the question. That was so cute. I love it.
Yeah.
So on the opposite side now, because I'm going to ask all the questions, what was the most, I would say everybody has a comedy and things like that, but what is the most serious voice that your heart really got into, like you got emotional on it when you had to talk about it, or a campaign, or something that touched your heart? Like, ¿qué es la más tristeza que tú tenías que hacer la voz, pero que no lo podía terminar porque estaba tan triste?
Sí, bueno, eso fue era como un sketch de una hija que recibe la noticia de que su mamá tiene Alzheimer. Lo hice para un training session para el gobierno, en una compañía. Está, creo que no lo tengo air porque no me dieron el copyright, porque es una cosa para médica, para un
It's a medical commercial,
exacto, como un medical training. Y para los training es bien difícil, pero tuve que hacer como que el character era en español y tuve que actuar como que, ay, no me digas que mi mamá tiene Alzheimer, no lo puedo creer. Entonces tenía que actuar como que recibí la noticia de que mi mamá tenía Alzheimer, entonces otra persona decía, no te preocupes, estamos aquí para ayudarte. O sea, esa era mi parte de la grabación. Yo no hacía mi cara, solamente la voz. Pero ¿qué pasa? Que mira cómo Dios es poderoso. En ese mismo tiempo, eso hace quizás unos 4 años atrás que lo grabé.
4 years ago.
Venía 4 years ago. My mother-in-law, she passed from Alzheimer's disease. Y mi mamá, que murió a los 101 años.
Wow, her mother died 101, Jenny.
Yeah, 101. My mother passed 101 years old. And she has dementia. So that was difficult to me just to see myself getting the news that a person has Alzheimer's and I have to act, you know. People think, oh, that was pretty easy because you just already, you know, feel that, but it's not, because I was like, Jesus Christ, this is real, you know. So
that was the most serious one, and she experienced a script with Alzheimer, and then in real life she's going through that. So that was the most difficult one. Thank you for sharing that. We appreciate. Gracias por compartir eso con nosotros.
Un besito a mi suegra y a mi mami que están en el cielo.
Dice, so talented, love it. Okay. Entonces, again, we now, Jenny, you had questions before the show. You want to go ahead and hit her with those questions that you had?
Of course, Derek.
Because of course she forgets. Because I always tell her, I say, okay, don't question, because and then when the live comes, you're gonna have to answer it again. So now she forgot. But
yeah, she usually writes everything down for me because it goes in my head and out the other.
I do.
Well, I'm always looking at it from the angle of a business or how it's going to help the community. How what we do when we talk about a creative spirit, this is why we did this, is because the actual human being brings so much into this, and it helps other people and their businesses, whether they're big or small, and the consumer. So businesses are always trying to figure out how to reach their consumer, and you look like you've been able to put that bridge over from the company to the consumer, and it's so important for everybody. So I think that like, you know, when you go to take a job, do you not take something for a reason? Like, have people offered you this gig and you're like, nah, I don't really feel like it, or I'm not going to lend my voice to that?
That's correct. That happened 2 times. The first one, that was because I have a very deep voice, and don't laugh. I have a very deep voice. I can do like, hola, ¿cómo estás? And I can do a high pitch like, hola, ¿cómo estás? You know, like, so, but my natural voice is very business, very corporate, very warm, very sophisticated. And that was one of my agents. They call me and they say, Rose, I have a client, and they can pay you a lot of money, but this is like a sexual oriented advertising, you know, like a 1-800 babe. And I was like, no, I passed, because when I saw the script, I was like, I don't see myself doing that. No way, Jose. And I do it. And the second ones, that was the other one was that was a client that she wants to do like abortion
Oh,
kind of stuff. And I'm an artist, I work whatever, but I have my principles. I have
right.
my values. I have my
Just
family.
like us.
And
Yeah.
I love life, and I don't see myself advertising something like, oh, if you have a problem, call 1-800, get rid of it. No, that's not me. Call another voiceover talent, but that's not me. So I'm true to myself, to the things that I care, cherish, protect, treasure. I have a wonderful family. I have 6 grandkids.
Oh, good for you.
Yes.
Wow.
So, like
Abuela.
I
Una
can
abuela de 6. Una abuela de 6.
6. 6 y la más grande, the oldest is 5.5-year-old. So you
Oh,
can imagine
yep.
Well, she got a lot of babies.
a lot of babies. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So
I think you have to do that. I think, we have certain, we've actually been asked and people say, oh, really? Like they do,
Yeah.
the, oh, really? And,
We have our standards on the TV too. So I know
it, it's what your gig is. Like, I don't say don't do it. I just say can't do it on our channel.
exactly.
Even Jeanette and I have talked about it before, and I said, look, you may be a writer and you write like 3 okay books, but the 4th book you wrote, so you can promote the other 3 books, just can't promote that one.
right.
Like, that's pretty generous, right? Because a lot of people would say, no, I don't, but if you're on the opposite spectrum, they don't want you to not take their stuff. So you really have to kind of stick to your principles.
Yeah.
And they will come. The people that
That's
will,
right.
obviously they have, because you're very, very, very
Very busy. Yeah.
prolific. You do a lot of work, and it's a quiet industry because people don't. I think they think it more like cartoons, like the old cartoons where Mel Blanc used to do all the Warner tune cartoons. But almost every commercial you see is a voiceover, except even if they have a live actor who's appearing, there's a voiceover following it.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And that's the whole thing, that if we stick, we have to have boundaries no matter what, whatever business.
That's the word, like, boundaries. Yeah. Hasta aquí llego.
Ajá, hasta aquí llego. Eso es. We can't. We have our standards. We have our boundaries, but it doesn't mean that we don't love what we're doing. We just got to stand and boundaries. We have the option to say yes, and we have the freedom to say no.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yes.
And a lot of people may not understand that, and that's okay. You have the right to your opinion, but again, we do what we got to do. What makes us happy will give us joy, right? Because I think the best part of you being a rabbit was the voice that you had to put behind it, and the energy of having to do that little rabbit voice. So that would be so cool.
Did they say you had a choice? You want to be the Chihuahua or you want to be the rabbit? Or they say, we think you're going to be the rabbit.
Exactly, because when I sent my audition, and they said, okay, I think you could do this part, this line for the little dogs, like ¿qué? The little dog that said ¿qué? And the other one that said apúrate, let's. So they put the little rabbit. I didn't know it until they select me and they said, okay, you're gonna do the rabbit, but I didn't see the commercial, so I had to imagine. Okay,
that's really awesome for you because you got way more dialogue.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, I got to do the whole line. That's awesome.
Well, right now we're gonna get ready to go to commercial, but when we come back with Rose, we're gonna find out what her new endeavors are going to be. So we'll be right back after these commercials, and get ready because I'm gonna ask you a whole bunch of questions.
Okay.
We've all been there, searching for the perfect words and the perfect card in a generic greeting card aisle and getting frustrated. Well, stop searching and start connecting. Welcome to Miss Craft Princess Designs. Our greeting card monthly subscription includes a birthday, thank you, thinking of you, get well, and sympathy card. Our cards are made of high quality materials, including cardstock, beautiful pattern papers, stamps. Many of them are hand colored. Each one comes with an envelope, making it ready for gifting, and they will be treasured for a lifetime. You can get the subscription as a one-time or a monthly subscription. For further information, visit our website at www.misscraftprincessdesigns.com. And remember,
This Valentine's Day, love isn't just something you give. It's something you live, rooted in faith, guided by purpose, and carried in.
Welcome to Infinite Pharmacy, where compassionate care meets professional excellence. Infinite Pharmacy is a trusted, locally owned pharmacy, proudly serving the Newport Richey, Florida community with personalized attention and modern healthcare solutions. Under the leadership of pharmacist Priya Patel, every patient is treated with respect, dignity, and individualized care. Infinite Pharmacy is veteran-friendly, honoring those who have served with thoughtful support and dedicated service. They provide affordable prescriptions, fast service, and a welcoming experience that makes every visit feel valued. You'll find them at 7512 Congress Street, Newport Richey, Florida, 34653, convenient, accessible, and ready to serve.
Cada día es una nueva oportunidad para reflexionar, renovar tu mente y llenar tu corazón de esperanza. Cada semana, una nueva enseñanza. Cada mensaje, una nueva inspiración. Reflexiones inspiradas, un espacio para crecer, renovar tu fe y descubrir la paz que solo Dios puede dar. Reflexiones inspiradas, enseñanzas semanales para el alma. Búsquenos en YouTube y Facebook.
David Poyant Embroidery Art. Explore a world of embroidery. Make a specially crafted art piece part of your home or office decor. Be amazed and inspired by David's craftsmanship. David Poyant takes images and creates stunning pieces of art, all with a needle and thread. Expressions of passion and serenity. Thoughtfulness, reflection, a journey of inspired artistic expression awaits. Exceptional personal artistry where each piece tells a story. And a world where creativity is boundless. Contact David Poyant at davidpoyantembroideries.com.
Cute commercials.
And you know what? I was thinking of Jack and Milo, and I kept thinking her as the voice of Milo.
Oh God.
Or Gracie. Gracie.
Gracie.
You know, I would do that every week, a Jack and Milo adventure cartoon.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's hard. It's hard. I was just thinking, you know, the reason Rose, the reason why people, like, I don't use my own voice on a lot of my commercials because I don't like my voice. And so that's why people go to the AI because, you know, the voice doesn't sound like them. I've tried it. People have asked me when I make their commercials, they want a voice, but I'm like, oh, that sounds awful. The voice is important as the picture. It's hard to get people to realize that, you know, I just pick I can't sing, can't do it, won't do it. And it makes a difference. I mean, you know, I'm hoping we're gonna get so big that we can have Rose do all of our voiceovers and we can pay her.
You know, I would love to see her do a creative spirit or ad for us.
She could do your inspired reflections
in Spanish.
And in Spanish.
Yeah,
that's correct.
But you do English. I know a lot of people think that we're talking in Spanish, but you also do English voices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we don't want to but she's bilingual. It's a bilingual voiceover.
Yes.
Who knew? You know,
yeah, but we can do something maybe once a week in Spanish. It would be nice, you know, like right now. And as Jenny says, it's something believable that more and more American and big companies are, you know, like hiring Spanish voiceovers. You know, right now, as I was talking with Jeanette in the production, that I'm doing the training, the safety training for the employees for Home Depot. So they have the English voiceover person that do the action videos and the safety videos in English. I am the one who do it in Spanish, and maybe there is another voiceover who speak Portuguese or speak French or another language, and they hire different person. And I feel, you know, grateful first to God and second to those companies that they are really see the potential that a lot of Latinos and Hispanic see us as consumers, clients, vendors, distributor, partners. So I'm very, very grateful. Yes.
Qué
So
lindo.
what do you
Ana,
have
dilo en
coming
español.
up? What do you have coming up? What's the big? Do you have a big?
¿Qué trabajo te viene ahora?
Bueno, ahora hace poco estoy haciendo muchos trainings. Bueno, lo voy a decir en español. I'm going to speak in Spanish for people who's
It's okay. I got part of that.
who want to listen in Spanish too. Estoy haciendo muchos entrenamientos para compañías, you know, like training videos. Hace poco hice uno para he is a government partner, a big government vendor for the United States government. Y se llama Quantum Intelligence Services. I record the video. I record everything for them, the IVR, the infomercial, like a corporate presentation. Y eso es una de las cosas que me gustaría hacer mucho. Es trabajoso. It's very tedious because training and narrations, you have to be, you know, like on top of that, and you have to have a very clear diction, especially in Spanish. But I love it, you know, like educational, e-learning, training programs, government awareness programs. I'm looking forward to, especially for nonprofit organizations. For kids.
Being a bunny is funner, though, right?
Yeah.
Being a bunny. But, you know, when you're saying that, I'm thinking of the geopolitical things that are going on right now, because our hemisphere is being aligned in a weird way. And so South America, Mexico, Cuba, all those entities are now going to be up front and out there more than ever. And so that's really like that's a clue as to what they're going to, because if they're making a point to have a reach out program and to make sure things are able to be understood in another language. And that's really cool. That's like,
And community awareness program. This is something that I love to do it, especially for hurricane season or floods or something that happens in your community, or you want to create a nonprofit campaign for your company or for something in particular for autism or the breast cancer. That's something that I love to do it. I did it before. I sent you also a link. I was the person who recorded the Spanish version for the Houston, for the Hurricane Harley, Houston Department of Health. So and I love it. As long as I can help my community, I love it. I just recently retired from the clerical court and comptroller office for the office of Nikki Alvarez in Pasco County. So un beso, un saludo, greetings for all my
translation for the court.
For the court. I was a deputy clerk, and I love that kind of awareness program or community reach out programs. Everything that can help the community, it's something that I love to do it. Yeah.
Oh, qué bueno. And basically, so en tu futuro, ¿qué tú quisieras hacer cuando ya, vamos a decir, la compañía no están ahí, pero que todavía tú tienes deseo? ¿Qué es un deseo que te gustaría hacer con tu voz?
Bueno, primero, a mí me encantaría hacer cartoons. Me encantaría hacer un e-learning de cartoons de los niños. Si tiene quizás algún tema religioso cristiano, pues mejor para mí, porque me gusta. Yo soy cristiana y me gustaría mucho. Veo que hay una comunidad muy grande, muchos jóvenes que están, pues, tienen esa mentalidad y los veo que están unidos, creen en Dios o que van a cualquier iglesia. No hablemos de esos temas, pero sí lo veo y me gustaría fomentar eso. O sea, sí, hay alguien más que nos puede ayudar, no tan solo nuestra familia y nuestras amistades o nuestra comunidad, sino Dios. Y cualquiera que tú pienses en Dios, bueno, pues sí, pero eso me encantaría hacer los cartoons, me encantaría hacer unos e-learnings para niños. Acuérdate, Janet, que tengo 6 grandkids. Thank you. Tengo 6 nietos. Me encantaría poder ir a como los libraries y leerle cuentos a los niños en español para que sigamos promoviendo nuestro idioma, nuestra cultura, tradiciones. Yo soy the life example of the 2 and 3 generations. So I was born in New York, but I have been raised in Puerto Rico, y mis hijos nacieron aquí, pero ellos hablan los 2 idiomas.
No,
y ahora mis nietos estamos enseñándole español, ¿sabes?
Yeah. So basically, she has her grandchildren and children, her generations of English and Spanish, which is a good culture. We want to teach our kids, especially in the Hispanic community, both languages. You have some Hispanic communities that only teach their kids English. So the culture ends up dying, but if we stick and talk about the both languages, I mean, you can get work. Like I was always told, being bilingual will pay you more at work. And it was very true. When I was growing up, I was bilingual and I got 10% more pay because
you just pick another.
You know what? I think people misread the language situation, and a lot of kids got stuck. They couldn't read and write. They could speak Spanish, but they couldn't read and write it because they were put into English schools and they were doing the whole bilingual classes, but I don't know if they were taught correctly. And then they end up getting out of school not able to read and write either. And they would speak Spanish. They would speak the Spanish with their parents around the home. And, we call it Spanglish, you know, in California, we'd have kids that could, you know, we'd speak Spanish and stuff, but like my Spanish teacher, maybe this is where the problem, he was Cuban, and it's different than the Spanish that the kids were speaking when I was in school. And it was very proper. It was, you know, very like ultra Spanish, like ultra English. And it's good to see now that they're changing that so that the kids have the opportunity, if you're going to be bilingual, that you actually have proficiency in both.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they would put, when I was in school, they'd like try to get us into Latin and French. You know, we're like, you know.
Anyway, we're gearing off the whole way, but anyway, let's bring it back.
What am I going to go to Catholic? I mean, I'm Catholic. Like, I couldn't even be an altar boy then, so the Latin wasn't going to do me any good. I would have been better off if they would have taught me Spanish.
Exactly. Jenny, no te decía, your Cuban teacher no te decía, oye, chica, pay attention to me. I'm going to talk in Spanish. That accent.
He was a doctor. He had doctor in front of his name.
Oh, okay. Oh, my goodness.
It was like, and all the Spanish kids behind him, like the kids behind me are like, what's he saying?
Okay, there's this person on TV that actually has the different accents for the different races. Do you know that one?
Oh, wow.
Rosa, ¿tú lo puedes hacer?
What?
Can you do it? Can you do it?
Sí.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so we're gonna have fun here today. You know, we're gonna go ahead and have fun. All right.
Look at that. That happens to me with a client. That is a little una anécdota with a client that I met this person was recommended on my services, and they call me. He called me, and he's from Santo Domingo. So un beso a mi gente de Santo Domingo, and he says, "Oye, he told me, espérate, estoy tratando de hacer el acento." Me decía.
Yeah, she has to think about these things. She has to change the languages and the dialect.
Sí, and the mindset me dice, oye, que yo estoy buscando, yo quiero que tú me hagas un IVR. Yo quiero que tú me hagas un IVR y que cuando la gente llame a mi negocio, tú sabes, use una cosa loca, única.
Okay, yeah, and that's the way they talk.
Oh my God!
So that's Santo Domingo. So I'm gonna give her a line. Okay, we're gonna have fun. Okay. I'm gonna give her a line, like, "Welcome to the Creative Spirit Channel. This is, you know, Rose. Welcome to the Creative Spirit Channel." Very simple. Talk about the Creative Spirit Channel. Okay. All right. You say what you want.
Bienvenido aquí al canal de Creative Spirit Channel. We have an artist today that is Rose Albelo voiceover. That she does a lot of things. You don't have an idea. Tú te vas a mover loca aquí hablando con esta niña. Tú no tienes una idea. Tú no sabes lo que tú te estás perdiendo aquí. Escúchate lo que yo te estoy diciendo. Tú te tienes que conectar a Creative Spirit Channel para que hables con Jenny. Que Jenny habla speaking English. I don't understand nothing. I don't care. She's the best.
Okay, now that same thing, I want her to say it Cuban style.
Cuban style. Mira, Barbarita. Tú sabes que tú te tienes que conectar con los Creative Spirit Channel. Esa gente está tremenda. Hoy, esa gente es lo mejor que hay aquí. En Tampa, Miami, donde quiera que tú vas. Están como todos los cubanos, que está todo el mundo entero. Todo el mundo entero va a ver el Creative Spirit Channel este. Es lo único que está en la vida.
Yay!
I try.
You know what, though? That is so funny because it's like when you go to different parts of the United States and you hear someone in Alabama and then you hear someone in Massachusetts and you're like, how did we get here? Because they're two totally different. It's so bizarre, but it's the truth. I mean, you can really tell people. When I was in Europe and I thought I spoke English, and I got on the train, and of course I'm yapping to everybody, and the two guys there say, "From California." I'm like,
What?
How do they know? It goes from your accent. I said, I don't have an accent. I'm from California.
And it is. There's so many accents. And how long, like, this is a very good question, Rose. How long did it take you to really get the accents for like all the, I mean, that's an enormous talent to be able
Grateful
to change. I mean, I just speak Spanglish, Puerto Rican, and that's it. People know when they talk to me, they see me talking Spanish. Yo hablo español así. They know, okay, she's Puerto Rican.
Exactly.
But to be able to switch the accent, it's not an easy task. People.
No, it's not that easy.
To be able to switch. And you know how many Spanish dialects are? They're 23.
Yeah, that's
I know
correct.
because I was an ESOL teacher and I had to make sure I knew who was talking to me. So 23 dialects. That's the proper name. Dialects. To be able to do a commercial in 23 dialects or more. That has to be. Now, have you ever studied for a dialect that you didn't know?
No, I think this is so it came natural to me. I was in Spain, I was in Spain.
Totally different.
¿Ah?
Totally different.
Sí, totalmente diferente.
El español es más, el español de España es más
diferente, es más fresco, es más así.
Go ahead and show us examples.
A ver, Maja, pues a ver, decirme, estoy aquí participando en este Creative Spirit Channel, el podcast, me encanta, pues estoy pues muy agradecida, hombre, vale, ¿qué te puedo decir, tía? Que esto es lo mejor que ha pasado, hombre. Pues a ver, decime, ¿qué es lo que quieres?
Rose, my son-in-law is Hispanic, and he's Navy, and they went over to Rota, Spain. And so my daughter speaks a little bit. She understands more than she speaks it. And so he would start speaking Spanish, and they would go, and he's like, okay, I lost you. Because as soon as they think you speak any Spanish, and he said it's so different from what his Spanish is. So he goes, Spain with me, he goes, I was better off in English.
And words are very different in Spanish, and Janet know it, because for a Colombian, one word, it
means something else.
It's something else.
You could offend somebody.
Meaning. That's correct.
I will show you the example, but
he was from Colombia, and I was like, okay, espérate un momentito que voy a coger una libreta para anotar. Yo así, y él me dice,
coger. The word coger, which means, okay, so let me teach her. Coger, okay, means for Puerto Ricans in regular Spanish, you're taking, it's to take, let me grab. In another country, it means rape.
Yeah. Or has a sexual oriented meaning. So I was very, like, to me, coger is like, voy a coger agua.
Yeah, I'm going to get water.
Exactly. But for Colombians,
them,
excuse me.
And I learned that the hard way.
That's correct. And Mexican too. My ¿cómo se llama? Mother-in-law, my daughter, my co-mother-in-law, she is from Mexico, and she has a very beautiful accent, and she speaks English too and everything. And the first time that we met, yo estaba muy bonita, vestida, y ella me dice, dale, Doña Rose, usted se ve muy chingona. Y yo me quedo como que, what? What is that? And she was, sí, pues está bien, chingona. Y yo,
whoever in Spanish understands that, they're going, oh, because even I looked at it when I heard her say, I'm like, oh, wait.
Okay. And she told me, no, chingona for us that you look beautiful, elegant. Oh, I like your, how you dress. And I was like, okay, está bien. Pues
yeah, we Puerto Rican people, we that's totally different.
That's
that's so funny.
Different.
But anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take these last 2 minutes that we have left, which I have enjoyed myself with you. It's like the best thing ever for being with us. Tell the people where they can find you when they want to hire you or they want to, look for you. Tell them, dile a la gente a dónde te pueden encontrar para buscar, para
Bueno,
tener
I have my web. Thank you, Janet.
English and Spanish.
Sí. Bueno, my website is www.rosalbelovoiceovers.com, pero también me pueden llamar. Mi teléfono es el 305-725-3765. Ahí me pueden, por WhatsApp, me pueden mandar cualquier mensaje, cualquier información que quieran. Tengo mi página website, mi página de Facebook de Rosalbelo Voiceovers. Tengo mi canal de YouTube que tengo ahora. Voy a emplear a mi hija para que me lo maneje. También tengo mi canal de YouTube donde pueden ver también los videos que hago. Pero mi contenido es ese. Y el email es rosalbelovoiceovers@gmail.com. So ahí también pues me pueden mandar lo que quieran y yo con mucho gusto los atiendo y trabajo con toda clase de presupuestos. No puede, desde el más pequeño hasta el más grande. Estoy muy consciente, como yo, cuando yo empecé los voiceovers, mi micrófono valía $100. No tenía más dinero para eso y empecé, como todo, bien difícil, pero ahora, pues, gracias a Dios, ya llevo casi 10 años, tengo mi home studio here y pues ahora tengo un micrófono que me vale casi $800, que es buenísimo. Ajá. Pero empecé como todo el mundo empieza, de la nada, con poco presupuesto y siempre trato de apoyar a los pequeños negocios para que crezcan y pues puedan expandir no tan solo en las redes sociales, sino en la radio, la televisión, en los websites y todo. Así que se contactan ahí, rosalbelovoiceovers.com, tu negocio, mi voz.
Ay, qué linda. Gracias por venir. Oh, I love her. Thank you so much for viniendo aquí con nosotros. We really love you and thank you for being with us. Gracias por todo. And this is our segment with Rose Arbello. We're gonna see more of her on our show. Who knows? We might hear her voice on a cartoon.
We're working on it.
Working on it. So,
Thank you, Rose. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Sí, y muchas gracias a toda la gente. Luego yo sé que hay mucha gente trabajando, pero después estoy en el programa y a mi gente de Puerto Rico, mi gente de Puerto Rico, que los quiero mucho, mis clientes de Cuba, Santo Domingo, México, Colombia, El Salvador, Panamá, Nicaragua, Argentina, Venezuela. Colombia, todo el mundo de.
Yeah, I think she named all the continents there.
Mucho obrigado.
And we are all over the world, people. You will catch this rerun play every day after the Creative Spirit News on 6 o'clock, Monday through Friday. You'll be able to see this rerun. If you didn't catch her here live, you will catch it again on a live TV segment rerun Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Go to our YouTube and
on YouTube,
like us, because she's on there. She's going to be on there too.
She's going to be in our YouTube. She's in our Facebook right now. Wherever you can catch us, we are all over the place, people. And we are the Creative Spirit channel, where you can find us on Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV. We're also on a phone, so you can find us on the phone, and you can find and you can also find us all over the Chrome and desktops, and Lord, I don't know where else, Jenny, because we're all over the place. And if you go to our www.creativespiritchannel.com, you'll see it live there as well.
Did you say that in Spanish?
www.
creativespirichannel.com. Conéctate, que la vas a pasar fabuloso.
I think she can do it better than I can. But okay, we reached the end and we gotta go. We love you.
Thank you for joining us. Bye.
Bye.